Isha Guru Paramadevata Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadra Vinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Koti Pranam Satakoti Pranam 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Kripa Sindhunatha Jaya Jaya Shri Vishwananda Priya Prananatha Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Karunasagar Jaya Jaya Shri Vishwananda Prema Avatara Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Kripa Sindhunatha Jaya Jaya Shri Vishwananda Priya Prananatha Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Karunasagar Jaya Jaya Shri Vishwananda Prema Avatara Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Kripa Sindhunatha Jaya Jaya Shri Vishwananda Priya Prananatha Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Karunasagar Jaya Jaya Shri Vishwananda Prema Avatara Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Kripa Sindhunatha Jaya Jaya Shri Vishwananda Priya Prananatha Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Karunasagar Jaya Jaya Shri Vishwananda Prema Avatara Jaya Jaya Gurudeva Kripa Sindhunatha Kashishaaya Namaha, Om Vishamaya Namaha, Om Devakara Samudrataya Namaha, Om Sushmatanave Namaha, Om Shimayaya Namaha, Om Guru Murtare Namaha, Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Sulochanaaya Namaha, Om Sumukaya Namaha, Om Charvasaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Padmabhujaya Namaha, Om Mandagamanaya Namaha, Om Charvadane Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Mandira Sapakaya Namaha, Om Shri Bhavachakaya Namaha, Om Gayatri Ajmane Namaha, Om Arpanasvikarakaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Puchakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayana Iti Mantrapasakaya Namaha, Om Swaramayaya Namaha, Om Madhurakantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Sankirtana Lupaya Namaha, Om Stutapriyaya Namaha, Om Mitabashine Namaha, Om Bhakmine Namaha, Om Chitrakala Visharaya Namaha, Om Rataraya Namaha, Om Sarave Namaha, Om Jagatpataya Namaha, Om Sarvalokaitaya Namaha, Om Bhaktapriyaya Namaha, Om Suraya Namaha, Om Anukuraya Namaha, Om Neyaya Namaha, Om Surashanaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaaya Namaha, Om Premamuddaye Namaha, Om Shubhekshanaya Namaha, Om Prithivardhanaya Namaha, Om Swastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Achitaya Namaha, Om Arthaya Namaha, Om Siddhipradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Akshaya Namaha, Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha, Om Vasmabhushitaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Om Lingachana Prasakaya Namaha, Om Siddhisadanaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Karupasakaya Namaha, Om Sukshmaya Namaha, Om Vishokaya Namaha, Om Satvikaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achityaya Namaha, Om Nirankaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Chitakudaya Namaha, Om Vinashilaya Namaha, Om Svavashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Satyaramaya Namaha, Om Nivikalpaya Namaha, Om Virakaya Namaha, Om Atindraya Namaha, Om Satyasandaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Mathurasvabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasadatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Somyaya Namaha, Om Guhyaya Namaha, Om Vimutatmaya Namaha, Om Raviraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Dutiharaya Namaha, Om Ganyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Duratikramaya Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharanarashakaya Namaha, Om Kutasvajakartakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samatyaya Namaha, Om Shamekata Bhavavaragaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swami Namaha. Ato Deva Avantuno Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Rarivya Saptadamapi Iyam Vishnu Vichakrame Tretani Dare Param Samodamasya Bahum Sure Rini Pata Vichakrame Vishnu Gopata Abhya Ato Dharmani Dharayana Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vritani Pashpase Indrasya Yujat Sakaha Tat Vishnu Parama Paradum Sara Pashanti Suryaha Divi Vachakshuratatam Tat Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagruvahum Sasamindate Vishnoya Paramavadaha. Premavattaraya vidmahe Satgurudevaya dhimahi Tano Vishwananda prachodayat. Om Premavattaraya vidmahe Satgurudevaya dhimahi Tano Vishwananda prachodayat. Om Premavattaraya vidmahe Satgurudevaya dhimahi Tano Vishwananda prachodayat. Koti Samaprabha Nirvighna Kuru Me Deva Sarvakayeshu Sarvada Sarvakayeshu Sarvada. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketavare Narayana Chutati Vikrama Chatrapane Deiradi Sachara Shridhara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukmini Svabhavana Sahare Murare Radesha Gopasha Shurupa Bhavani Vandya Chidvara Kashaya Vaikuntha Pate Bhuvane Kamote Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhata Meenakrite Kamara Rupa Varaha Mote Devi Kramaya Bhuvane Muru Rama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalki Rupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhata Govinda Madhava Mukunda Paraparesha Damodara Charananda Kayari Shori Gogopa Gopi Jana Samprikarina Bando Gopi Jana Priyaye Tava Suprabhatam Shirapi Shai Mujagari Batal Pasai Sarvaktaru Sarana Shai Ramanga Shai Shri Gopa Bama Murutarpa Sugari Shai Gogopa Bala Balaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Kashyapati Sukanara Nagotamani Brahmashi Sangamana Sangava Bharatesho Tishtanti Reva Vavarashana Bhagya Heto Gopala Shekha Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Mandara Jari Tulasida Lamaya Kadya He Mayani Anjali Pute Samudaharanti Tishtanti Dvarpavaratara Bhakti Sankurnano Varanasa Bhagaha Sankirtayanti Tava Nama Kada Vishesha Shri Nararani Rishaya Tava Suprabhatam Govara Norarana Gopa Kishora Gopa Gopi Janarika Suresha Bhavani Kota Relokya Mohan Sumangala Divya Deha Shri Rukmini Shavarana Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsa Jina Sharanagata Parijata Bhakti Vanjana Kripakararina Bandho Niyantarayati Janapriya Nitya Rupa Shri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmasha Padma Mukha Padma Dara Prameya Padmalaya Shaira Padma Nivasa Shori Padmopavati Suraseri Lavara Padma Padmarinata Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vrindata Devi Haranaya Mahendra Vantya Kanda Paraparatiya Sudesha Rupa Chandrananaya Sira Chandana Lika Deha Govinda Yara Vare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Nanda Nandana Yashoda Kumara Dhira Mayanga Dina Vishona Supushpahara Nilamburara Susharira Ramarihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Pakshi Jambavati Satya Sudhanti Bhadra Shri Mitra Vindari Vasa Prabhu Pudra Kanyahe Nishtanti Riva Bhava Mitra Vasevanadam Gopi Manapriyaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Achyuta Ananda Mukunda Shori Radha Manohara Janana Chakrapane Ramani Rija Gunayona Nishambaranti Rami Muhurta Samaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Suprabhatam Ye Vatanti Yanisan Bhuri Kritam Mahapapa Shri Krishna Kraye Jokam Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadi Adi Govinda Savakarana Karanam Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Chintamani Prakara Satma Sukalpa Viksha Laksha Vitesha Surabhira Vipalayanta Lakshmi Sahasra Shaka Sambrama Sevyamana Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Venupananta Maravinda Rayaya Dasha Bhagavatam Salasitambura Sundaranga Kanda Pakotika Maniya Vishesha Shobha Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Arola Chandrakala Sarvanamaya Vamsi Rathangaram Pranaya Keli Kalavilasa Shamanti Bangalaritam Niyata Prakasha Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vittimanti Vashanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chimaya Sarujvara Vigrahasya Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Advaita Achyuta Anadi Ananta Rupa Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabha Madhula Ramatma Bhakto Govinda Mari Purusham Purusham Tamam Bhajami Bhaktastu Koti Satavatsara Sampraganyo Vayo Atapi Manaso Muni Pundamana Sopyasti Akta Parasinya Vishita Tatve Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Eko Pesore Shalitum Chakaranda Koti Yashakti Asti Chakaranda Chayayananta Andanta Rasta Paramana Chayanta Yasya Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Yat Bhava Bhavidariyo Manojasta Teva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Sanayana Bhushaha Shukiyameva Nigamara Dinastu Bhante Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Ananda Chimaya Rasaprati Pavitapis Daviya Eva Nijarupaya Yakalavi Goloka Eva Nivasatre Kilatma Bhutto Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Premanjana Shurita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Irayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achitya Gunan Swarupa Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Ramari Murti Shukalani Ameva Tishta Nanavatara Makaroku Vaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhava Paramapumanya Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagananda Koti Koti Svashesha Vasudari Vibhuti Bina Ta Brahmanishtaram Anantam Ashesha Bhutam Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Maya Yasya Jagananda Satani Sute Te Gunyata Vishayavera Vitayamana Sattva Valambi Parasattva Vishura Sattva Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Ananda Shimaya Rasatma Tayamanashu Yakalinam Pratipalam Smaratam Upetya Leela Itena Bhuvanani Jayani Jashra Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Golokanamini Jaramni Kale Chatasya Devi Maheshwari Rama Suteshu Teshu Tete Prabhavani Shayami Nitashayena Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamam Bhajami Shishti Shishti Praya Sadhana Shakti Rekha Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yaseka Nishvasakala Matavalambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagarandanata Vishnu Mahamsaya Yasya Kala Vishesho Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Vashvana Jasma Sakaleshu Nisheshu Tesha Sriyam Kiyat Prakati Akyati Atra Atra Brahmaya Esha Jagaranta Vidana Kata Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yapala Pala Yugam Viniraya Kumbha Vande Pranama Samaye Saganani Raja Vignam Vinantu Malam Yasya Jagatrayasya Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Agni Mahi Jagaramambu Maruti Shasya Kalasa Atma Manasidi Jagatrayani Yasmat Bhavanti Vibhavanti Vijanti Yacha Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yakshakshu Esa Savita Sakamagrahana Raja Samasta Suramurti Ashesha Tesha Yaschanda Yamamati Samprita Kala Chakro Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Damora Bhava Nichaya Sutaya Stapamsi Brahmani Gita Pragava Rajasya Jivaha Yatara Mata Vibhava Prakata Prabhava Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Rastinda Gopamara Vendra Mahosakama Vandana Rupa Paravachana Matanoti Dharmari Nirati Kinta Chabati Vacham Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yankroda Kama Sahaja Pranayadi Pitri Vatsaya Mora Guru Gaura Vasebhya Pavahe Sanchintya Tasya Samichinta Numapurete Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadi Adi Govinda Savakarana Karanam Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Om Aknerati Mirandasya Gnanacha Shalakaya Shakshurun Meditam Yena Tasme Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev and good morning. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam and it is the Canto 11 and chapter 15 verse 12. Paramano maye chitam Buddhanam mayi ranjanan Kala sukshmata tatam yogi Lagi manam abhapnauyat. I exist within everything, and I'm therefore the essence of the atomic constitutes of material elements. By attaching his mind to me in this form, the yogi may achieve the perfection called lakima, by which he realizes the subtle atomic substance of time. So this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam is from the conversation Krishna had with Uddhava. And we heard often about this conversation, and I also remember I spoke about it previously some time ago. And it's not really that I understand this conversation, but in a way it tries to explain the yogic mystic parts. And here in this verse it speaks about this subtle atomic substance of time. So atom, what is actually atom? Atom comes from Greek, and it means indivisible. So it's the tiniest part we can actually name. So it still has a material form, but it actually tries to give an element of the not behind the material existence even. So I'm not a scientist, so I cannot go more in depth, but that's how I understand. It has a form because it's connected to the elements, but still it wants to describe something which is beyond the material or even the elements. Yeah, and so in this conversation, Krishna tries to explain to Uddhava about this mystic yoga. So why I chose this verse is because I want to move on with the 108 names of Guruji. And this is now the fourth name, which is Om Sukshma Dhanave Namaha. Yeah, so it's the name number 4. And the translation is salutation to he who has a mystical form. And I found another translation because I had to do some research. So I found another translation which is actually very interesting. It also can mean glory to the one who is the subtlest atom. So this, in this way, is the bridge to this verse, yeah, talking about the subtlest form of the atom. So it's not even the atom, it's the subtlest form of the atom. So it's a way to describe this, what is not describable, yeah, through the mystic and so on. And I have a deep dilemma here because I also want to try to speak about something which is unspeakable. And even more, I have a dilemma because I want to also to talk about some experiences I had recently in Greece. And so, the situation is like this, that I had somehow an idea what to talk to, but I had to make some research, and I could not really fully give time to it. And we had last night a feedback round from our retreat recently in Greece, in Ikaria Island, with Tushti and Satya and myself, reflecting about what happened, because so many things happened. And at the end, or let's say not even at the end, but Gucci called me during that meeting again, and he did this also while we were there in the retreat. For me, this is always a sign, I'm here, I'm with you. And it just appeared in the scene like that. So I had to interrupt our feedback round, and he kept me busy quite a while. So I didn't really have time to follow up what I want to say this morning. And it was a typical situation which I know very well. I didn't eat well. I had something else in my mind, and he broke totally my plan. And he gave the message, you focus on me. Everything else will come. So this morning I sit here, my brain not so working well, and I just hope that these things come, which I would like to share with you. And so in a way, I rely on his grace. And even this was the Twitter he wrote yesterday, or the X, what he wrote yesterday. because I wanted to talk also about the grace, and I want to just share this part when he said the grace of the Guru works in a very mysterious way, in a mystical way. We speak so much of grace on the spiritual path, but do we truly understand of this amazing phenomenon? Usually anything that we don't understand and feel is happening purely through the will of God, we label it as grace. But is it even more incredible than that? Is the will of God to endlessly love you? That is grace. So, and then later, you have to be willing to break for the Guru to mold you how your soul wants to. The more you empty yourself of you, the more your master can be within you. So I have these elements, I have this beautiful message from Guruji yesterday, and I wanted to talk about the grace, but let's see what comes now. Because we all felt that this time during our retreat recently, and also later in Athens, when I was 3 days in Athens, it was the pure grace flowing all the time. We had so many amazing miracles happening, constellations, which is, I think, it would be pages just to go in details of it. And how Guruji wrote also, we have to let him break us that he can mold us. So I would like to give a hint from my perspective, because I was the least person who wanted to have this retreat happening. And I was asked to do it, and with great resistance, because of several reasons, I just didn't want to go. I just didn't want to do this retreat. But the circumstances were like woven like this that I could not escape. So after months and months and months, I came to the decision, you just need to say yes now for this retreat. You will struggle and struggle, but you just say yes. And I said a yes. And from that on, it was better for me personally, internally. In the outside, everything worked out. It was me inside who didn't say this yes. So Tushi already gave some details. I don't want to go more in this. But for me, the most beautiful feedback, what we got, was actually not from the participant. It was from the local owner of the restaurant. Her name is Sophia. And she told me that she is in that place since she's 17. And now she's in my age. So similar like this. So nearly 40 years she is, living in that place. She married there. They opened the restaurant. She became the cook. She's very famous. She's one of the most famous cook on the island because she's not only a great cook, but she puts her heart into it. And she is this embodiment of this local person of Ikaria, which is famous for that the people don't die. They become very old, and they try to find out why they become so old, and they make research about it. And one thing is that the food is very good there, very healthy food, little meat, lots of herbs they use, so lots of local vegetables. They still grow the vegetables and so on. This is one part, and she's just amazing in cooking this. The second is that it's famous because they have a community on this island. And I don't share or go more into details why it is like this, but it seems like an island of islands, a little bit forgotten and not forgotten, because they kept they kept a spirit of community. They kept the spirit of Sangha, and that's what Guruji talks about so often. And actually we found it there, or this is what the people told us. Amazing story what they told us. You know, they sent the criminals from the island. It's the people who send them away. If somebody does a crime, he will be exiled. And in this way, they have a very, very low criminal rate, thank you, from the local people. They have problems now from the people coming over because everybody wants to get very old and be happy and so on. So they want to have this attitude, and this is the people from outside bring that. So it's very, very interesting, the island itself, which I didn't really understand in the beginning. You know, you see some videos and think, yeah, it's nice, but you know, we live in ashram. So, but it's really exceptional. So this cook, Sophia, we get to know her a bit, lovely person. And so the feedback what she gave us at the end was, you know, I'm here since I'm 17. I've seen many people. I've seen also many spiritual people coming. You know, it's in a way they provide a retreat because they have a beautiful yoga roof and so on. So people come there for yoga, for retreats, different kind of retreats, spiritual things. And she said, I've seen many coming. Many. I've seen people dressed in white putting their hands in the air because they wanted to get the cosmic energy from somewhere because of a constellation of stars and sun and whatever. So she was describing this from her way in a very simple way. And, you know, respectful still. Yeah, she said it. I've seen this all and all this and but you are different. You are different. And from all these people who ever came to this place, you're the best. And she only didn't say this to myself, she said it also to some from our group. She said it at the last night when she came, when we said goodbye and, you know, we exchanged some gifts and things. She said again, and she said, you're different. And I mean, what can you say? We all know, I mean, this is not us. This is, of course, Guruji, but this is exactly what he tells us. You know, you're different. You have a different light, what you're shining. And actually, in this word, a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, this is the word lakima. You know, it's like the mystical power. When you do mystical power, mystical yoga, you can reach this lakima, which is this light. Yeah. So the saints who start levitating, they are filled with this lakima. So we didn't, let's say, elevate, or what can I say? We didn't. The word doesn't come. You know, there's the saint, the Italian saint, the reluctant saint. There's this movie who was levitating, this levitating saint, Giuseppe. And so he was filled with this light, lakima, and that's why he was actually, you know, he had this yogic power naturally because he was, constantly in union with God. So in a way you find in saints some of these mystical powers of mystical expressions which are described in the Bhagavatam, which Krishna told to Uddhava. But Uddhava also realized by meeting the gopis that this still has a limit because these gopis were filled with this. So, reflecting about all these things, you know, that Uddhava, you know, got quite, let's say, a slap in his face when he saw the gopis, the embodiment of this bhakti, which he tried to understand, and he thought he already knows something because Krishna told him about these mystical yogic powers. And the yogis the gopis were just, they worried. And Guruji gave amazing talk during the inauguration of the Radha temple in Toronto, in Canada. So he spoke about the Gopi Gita, and in this Gopi Gita commentary, he mentioned it, that, the 9 forms of bhaktis are actually the 8 Sakhis from the 8 Sakhis of Radha, and Radha is the 9th one. So it's the 9th form, which is Atmanivedam. So the 9 forms of bhakti are actually these 8 Sakhis of Radha, and then Radha, the final, is, this is it. And so this is what the gopis were, the embodiment of it, what Uddhava was striving for. So for me, this is the bridge I want to give here. What this cook, Sophia, told us, she never experienced people like this. She have not experienced Guruji. We gave her the picture from Guruji. She started watching now videos from Guruji before she went to bed. Because she was really, she was observing us. They all observed us. It's an island. It's like when you're in a village. I've grown up in a village. Something is happening in the village. Next day or next 2 days, everybody knows. So it was like that. People saw us. We came with the tilak, Tushti and me, myself. We were the people with the tilak and the yellow and the orange one. And the people knew about us on the island because they saw us. They came with a motorbike, sometimes on the street, or we went to restaurants. And so, not the whole island, but some people already heard from us. And there was a Greek devotee. We had some Greeks once, Greek devotees also joining this retreat. And one of these Greek devotees, she one night was sitting there. They had a beautiful restaurants with an amazing view to the sunset and the ocean and the beach and so on. This is what is famous, like from a material existence. Also, there is an ancient temple of Artemis, ancient Greek temple, and it used to be a pilgrimage place. People came by boat. It was really a great temple in ancient times. And you see the ruins still there. And I even had, we did Kriya also there, and I even had a mystical experience by doing Kriya on that temple site. And I can tell you, I have no mystical experiences in my Kriya. It's even not interesting. I'm not striving for it. I never strive for it. So it's not even in my mind that you can have a mystical experience. So for me, it's like it's not in my mind at all. But I had a mystical experience on this side of this Artemis temple, which I cannot ignore. And it was so clear and it was so deep for me that I knew I have to reflect on this. And also I have to say, this is a place I have to come back. We have to come back. There is a deeper message in it. So it was an old, ancient Greek pilgrimage place. And these gods, we know these Greek gods, they are like little aspects from the Vedic cultures. Guruji explained to us many years ago, I remember, when we were in India, when he said, Sanskrit is the oldest language, everything comes from there. Also Greek comes from Sanskrit. Either you like it or you don't like it, but these gods, these Greek gods and mythology, which I have no clue, not much, I have not much knowledge about it, but for me they are all aspects from the Vedic culture. You see it in Jupiter. Jupiter, we know Jupiter is famous in the Greek mythology, and Jupiter is the guru. The guru, and we venerate him on Thursday, and Thursday is the thunder day, and this is the guru. Yeah. So you see how much things, and this you find even in ancient or like early Christian knowledge. Yeah. This, that the 7 days of the week are connected with these 7 gods, and so you find many bridges. And actually, I was reflecting also today. Today is in a way an old pagan feast day. Yeah, it's the 21st of June. 21st is the longest day. Yeah, it's the long when the sun is on its fullest, brightest day. Is today. This used to be a very, very venerated feast day in our old Germanic culture. And I know some still venerate, they still do the fire and things like that, but these are all these little sparks which are still left in something inside of us which we used to do because we didn't have other knowledge. Yeah, there was no other knowledge. There was not a knowledge available, or maybe there was available, and if you knew it, and maybe we have no idea. But now back to that statement from Sophia, the owner of the restaurant, when she said, you, I don't know who you are, but I've never experienced people like this. On a tourist, let's say not super tourist place, but let's say people go there. I would say this is the highest or the most beautiful, highest is beautiful, it's a silly word, the most beautiful message or statement we can receive as a devotee, because we reflect the light of Guruji. I wanted to share this, what the Greek devotee experienced that night, sitting in this restaurant with a few local people there. They drink wine and cigarette. This is happening there. And but because she understands Greek, she's Greek, she understood the conversation the locals had with each other. And they said, these people, they don't drink. They don't smoke. But they're so happy. What is going on? Why they don't drink? Why don't? They were reflecting about us, why we were so different. And I would say this is really, for me, the most beautiful thing which can happen when we go somewhere, and we can leave some traces from Guruji. Yeah, it comes from Guruji. It's the teaching he gives us, but it's also the Atmakriya Yoga which he gave to us. Also the Shianta, yeah, that's what we did, Atmakriya Yoga and Shianta. And also some reflection about preachers and so on. But what we did, we spoke about the 9 forms of bhakti in detail. Tushti spoke about it. We spoke about the Bhagavad Gita. It was on the yoga roof. It's like we talked about it into the valley, into the valley down where this temple Artemis is, and to that beach, this pilgrimage place. We spoke about these 9 forms of bhakti, and we did the 9 forms of bhakti because we practiced the Kriya Yoga there. And the spiritual friend Satya, who was organizing this retreat, everything came to her. She knows that island because she went there 36 years ago. Similar to the time when Sophia moved there, and married there. Similar time. And she lived there for 2.5 months under the tree in that valley of this temple area. She's a very spiritual person. She did many yoga practices in the detail. And she was led to Atmakriya Yoga. She has amazing experiences with Atmakriya Yoga. It's for her the conclusion of her yogic experiences, and I said, really, she knows what she's talking about because she did this all. She has amazing, really amazing dreams and experiences also with Guruji, and she just Kriya just a few years ago. But she went there this 36 years ago, and she went there. She was in that valley, and she didn't move to somewhere else. She never did sightseeing on the island. She doesn't know anything. She just knows this valley. She knows the tree. She lived there for 2.5 months, and she said there was a tavern where she used to go for eating, but that's it. And she said she didn't want to go somewhere else. And so this is where actually her yogic path also started. Yeah, her spiritual path. Yeah, she wanted. Yeah, something clicked in her at that time. Yeah, and she came back a few years ago, and then last year she went again, and she did Atma Kriya Yoga on the rocks above this beach, and this is where clearly it came to her. Let's do Atma Kriya Yoga retreat here. Let's do this. I have to do this here. And she was asking Guruji inside for seva anyway. She asked deeply for seva because everything else didn't work. And she really wanted to do seva. She knows the spirit of seva. She did this before because for her is selfless giving. And even what the gopis say, the gopis, what they talk in the Gopi Gita, we are your unpaid servants. This is the Dasya Bhav or the Dasya Bhakti. Yeah, to be the servant, we have to become the unpaid servant, not even with the slightest expect anything in return. Can be in a monetary, financial thing. This is one thing. She even paid for the flight herself. She paid for her stay because otherwise we could have not financed the whole retreat. Yeah, she did this. This was one thing. Because how to finance 3 people for a retreat, and we had to keep everything on low cost. But not only in a financial matter, it's also not expecting anything return, not even a grace to return. And with this attitude, something like this can happen, which stays with all of us participants and all 3 who were part of the organization these days. What happens, because we cannot describe each thing in the detail. And it's just unforgettable. And it went on in Athens because new people came, and just a little story, 2 little stories to complete the satsang. I did event Chianta and Om chanting. We did in a bookstore in the middle of Athens. And it's like, all the bars are around and so on. And it's a bookstore, everything a bit messy. And the lady there was slightly grumpy, and we felt like we were overtaking the place and so on. And she was looking at this, and I thought, oh my God, and so on. And we did this Shianta bending meditation, and I put the Om sound there, and something changed in the room. Something changed with her. She calmed down. Before she was moving around and this and that. And then she stayed on one spot, and she calmed down, and she started to smile. And then I thought, oh my goodness, what a beauty comes out. And then after everything finished, I started to talk with her. And I gave her the mantra Om Namo Narayana. She had some a bracelet on her hand with beads, and I said, we do the same. We do the same. It's called mala, yeah. And then I got it from somewhere, and he said, yeah, similar. And I think it was a Buddhist mala or something. And I said, no, it's the same. This is what we are doing, but we chant the name. And she was so, just let it happen. And so I gave her Om Namo Narayana. And then she repeated it. She could not say it straight away. So I repeated with her several times, Om Namo Narayana. And after she wanted to practice it, I felt it came from her. She wanted really to say it properly. And I was just like, yeah, what is happening here, in a bookstore in Athens? And then I told her, I told the locals, look, I think you need to explain a project mantra to her. She's ready for that. And so they went to her, they spoke with her, and she immediately said, yes, we do this. We need more events in Athens like this. We need to do this, come back and so on. It's just this flow of grace was just going on like that. Another participant did now online darshan with Guruji. You never know in what it will lead, but I just truly felt Guruji's presence in all the pores at the end. But everything started with breaking my not wanted to go to this retreat. He broke it. He put me in very uncomfortable situation. He broke me in the detail that he could mold something fresh again. Yeah, this molding is like with artists, the clay. Clay exists. Clay can only, let's say, be molded if you break it, you crush it, you have to really crush it, ongoing, and only then something new can come out of it. Yeah? And then these sculptures and the sculptures with clay can come out. So this breaking part of our concepts, of our comfortable situation, are so necessary. And that's what Guruji described, and it's only because he loves you. And now I know it's a long satsang, but I want to share another thing. This Sophia, she's also a painter. She's an icon painter. And when I came to the restaurant, I saw a beautiful, beautiful icon of Saint Pantaleimon, also from Theotokos, but this Pantaleimon struck me when I saw this in this restaurant. And then I found out it was her painting, this icon. So she's an icon painter herself. So I just can, if she will ever meet Guruji, it's up to him. But definitely she got the first darshans through the videos and what we could share with her. Jai Gurudev.
Hiranyakashi Shri Purvakshaha Shila Tankana Kalaye Shila Tankana Kalaye Shila Tankana Kalaye Shila Tankana Kalaye Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho Bahir Narasimho Hiraye Narasimho Bahir Narasimho Hiraye Narasimho Bahir Narasimho Hiraye Narasimho Bahir Narasimho Hiraye Narasimho Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapare Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapare Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapare Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapare Tavatara Kamalabare Nakam Abhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Vishnavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Namakara Kamalavare Nakam Abhuta Shringam Kalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Vishavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagarisha Hare Arati, Swami Sabake Pranapati, Tisaviri Milum Dayamaya, Tisaviri Milum Kripamaya, Tumakome Kumati, Om Jaya Jagadish Hare, Dina Bandhu Kahata, Tumhara Shakal Mere, Swami Tumhara Shakal Mere, Karuna Hata Badao, Karuna Hata Badao, Sharana Parate Re, Om Jaya Jagadish Hare, Vishaya Vikara Mitao, Paparo Deva, Swami Paparo Deva, Shara Bhakti Badao, Shara Prema Badao, Santana Ki Seva, Om Jaya Jagadish Hare, Dana Mana Dana Sava Entera, Swami Sava Kucha Entera, Swami Sava Kucha Entera, Tera Tuchako Arpana, Tera Tuchako Arpana, Jala Ke Mera, Om Jaya Jagadish Hare, Om Jaya Jagadish Hare, Swami Jaya Jagadish Hare, Bhakta Jano Ke Sankata, Bhakta Jano Ke Sankata, Jana Mein Dhool Kare, Om Jaya Jagadish Hare, Mani Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Mani Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Chakar Rako, Chakar Rako, Chakar Rakoji, Chakar Rako, Chakar Rako, Chakar Rakoji, Mane Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Shama Mane Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Govinda Mane Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji, Pitari Lala Chakar Rakoji. Mata Shabita Tameva, Tvameva Bandusha Saka Tameva, Tvameva Vidya Ramina Tvameva, Tvameva Sarva Mama Deva Deva, Tvameva Sarva Mama Deva Deva. Govinda Satoma Sagamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mityoma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om.
Bol Shri Lakshmi Narayan Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Shri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Shri Radha Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki
Jai.
Shri Mavatar Kriya Babaji ki
Jai.
Shri Ramanujacharya ki
Jai.
Vinsamo
Satguru Deva Sri Swami Vishwananda Prabhu ki Jai.
Om Giri Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Varabhaya Paraya Parapurushaya Parakarma Mantra Yantra Tantra Aushadastra Sastrani Samarai Samarai Nrityo Mochaya Mochaya Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Giriti Chola Pritaya Sarait Shona Om Pat Varashmaye Parambrahmane Paramjyotishe Svaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai